Hello, this is Brian Cochran with Tech Insights. Today we're going to be talking about streaming. And are you having challenges with the audio of your stream? And we're going to talk about that next. Hey, this is Brian again. This is Tech Insights for Brian Cochran with Tech Insights. And we're talking today about are you having some challenges with your stream? And I've been working on streaming almost since its inception as far as streaming is concerned. And I do a lot of installs and one of the things I needed to back up on because I talk about all the equipment that you need. Sometimes you just need to keep it simple. There's been several churches that I've worked with that I've talked to that we've talked about. Um, their stream. They have a digital mixer. They have a digital snake. They have an area to do it, but because they don't have the money to go to the next level as far as buying a separate mixer that will do a mix or using a digital mixer for a tablet, or if you're using an audio mixer, it makes it very difficult to do a stream mix because what happens is based upon the vocals, based upon the ambient sound in the house, based upon a bunch of different factors that the sound's going to be off. So I've had several calls, especially lately, with churches because one of the things that happened during the pandemic, there's only a couple of people that needed to work and they would use one camera and so forth. And now that they're back open again, they're trying to do big, multi-camera shots and all this other kind of stuff, and then separate the audio out the way the larger churches are doing. And so there's, you made the investment to go to part of it, but they can't go the other, all the way. So one of the things I'm going to share with you today is keeping it simple until you have the money or the team and the resources to go to the next level is to um, is to use the camera audio. What do you mean, Brother Cochran? Yeah, most of you like I do a lot of homegoing celebration services, and depending on the church, depending on the situation, a lot of times I can't hook into the board based upon where I set up, and so one or two things I either do: either I bring some boom mics and use a boom mic, or I use a microphone based upon the size of the venue and what's going on, and so I end up using the camera audio, which is really good, and it's enough because you have to think about it this way: most of us are using this, or they're on a tablet, or they're on like a lot of us are, if we're still at home, we're watching on TV, unless you have a THX system at home, or you have $1,000 headphones on or whatever to hear the quality. Most of the time, we don't care. We want to hear the whole sound, and what happens is a lot of times because most of churches are using volunteers, they don't understand how ambient sound works and what the difference is between a stream mix, which is really sterile because you don't have the, like when you're inside a church or a venue doing live sound, you compensate for the live drums, you compensate for the live bass player, you compensate for the live singers and so forth that are in the room, so you don't have it up as loud or because of that. So but in the stream mix, you have to compensate for that. So one or two things: either you have to put an ambient mic in or mics in, so that we can capture the whole sound. So that way you can hear the clapping of hands and people shouting and screaming and singing with the songs and participating in worship to make the worship experience at home. But if you don't have that and you are limited on your staffing and budget, if you have a regular smartphone or if you have a regular, camera of some kind that has a microphone on it, use that. That'll get you by for right now. The ultimate goal, yeah, to go to the next level, but until you get there, KISS, keep it simple, saint, or keep it simple, stupid. I'm clowning, but anyway, that will help you and help you until you go to the next level, because what happens is the ambient sound of the room. Again, I found that out the easy hard way, because one of the events I did, the mix was off because I couldn't engineer, and they would, I didn't have can use a tablet, so they kind of gave me a 2-channel mix, and it sounded horrible. I go, I can't do that again, because if I can't mix it myself or bring a staff member with me that can mix it on the tablet based upon the mixer that they have that allows a tablet or a separate monitor mix that we come out of, that using a stereo mix is not going to work because of what I said earlier, because of the differences of sound between a in-house mix and a stream mix. So use your, to keep it short, use the microphone on your camera, because it will work and it will save you some time. So that way you can get the mix right and people stop complaining that the mix is horrible. Because what happens is, the scripture says, whoever ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. But if you get them where they can't get engaged, then they'll just tune out and go somewhere else, especially today when there's so many other places that they can go. So do yourself a favor. If you don't have a whole separate mix where you can, have a Behringer or Personas or whatever, Digico or whatever digital mixers that you can, with a stage box that you can split the signal and have your own mixes, that kind of thing. Or you can't use a tablet to mix, go ahead and use your camera. This is Brian Cochran with Tech Insights for the day. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.